The way how the dating and relationship system is set up is that the guy who pays the highest price in this system usually gets the worst deal. We live in a modern world. People are pretty much sexually liberated, especially women who have a biological advantage and have more option. And now with social media, the globe is their reach. So an average young lady, in her 20s or whatever, is not even thinking about marriage because of the indoctrination of feminism and sexual liberation. Young men are, have sex too, the ones that are part of that percentage of men that the women are attracted to. That is the system that we have. This is not absolute and it's not all. There is exception to certain people that were raised a certain type of way or have a certain, belief system about promiscuity. They might refrain from taking part in those activities. But the majority of the situations that we see out here, usually the guy at the end of the rainbow, the last guy. Okay, women enjoy, have sex with, have pleasures with the men they want, and they settle for the men they need, and the man they need. Basically, the man that's going to pay the bills. Again, my brother CGA said it the best. Women are in business, men are in love. Women are in business, men are in love. If you want to really learn about this, watch the Chinese. Look at them. Their marriage has went into the toilets. Watch the marriage market down there in Shindu province or one of these provinces in China and see how transactional, how business-minded women think about relationship. Female nature, watch them. I think the China Observer, China Unfiltered, watch any of these YouTube channels. And if you want to have any, illusions about fantasies about relationship, I take about small dose of couples therapy twice a week, insufferable, to see what men are dealing with in the West, because they're getting these women that settle for them because they want the sponsorship or they want kids or their biological clock is running out or they feel lonely and they just wanted to be with a nice, safe option. But usually these women grow to hate these men because they've had to settle with these men for whatever financial gain or loneliness or whatever else, because he's the last pick up the draft. Again, this is the system that we have, where the men who pay the most get the worst deal. He usually ranked number 50th on the last. He's the 50th guy that's coming through, and all the other guys before him, he's not getting anything that they have not gotten. And if they got it for free, they got it in the alleyway, they got it whatever in the dorms, they got it off a date or a hookup or whatever else, and that is your wife. Congratulations to those guys who believe that there's some type of fantasy, traditional, wonderful women out here, especially over 30. You're smoking. Whatever you're smoking, quit smoking that shit. That's why a peaceful life is pragmatic. Ladies, I love you. Make a deal. We make deals. We make a deal. Cut the bullshit out. Going to the church and talking to the pastor and, it's almost like the church is like a virginity rebuilding engine plant, like Jasper's engine, remanufacturing virginity or something. I don't understand the foolishness that they're doing. Whatever you sucker simps fall for that, you jellybacks, you're a fool. Ain't no women, how many men have that woman been with before she went to the church and mysteriously found God, and now she wants you to be a provider man paying 100% of the bills? You are a sucker jellyback. She doesn't want to work anymore. She's tired of the cubicle. That's my coffee brewing in the back, by the way, gentlemen. She's tired of working. And you are the answer to her financial prayers. Period. Until she can, what she really wants is leverage. Leverage to access you, leverage to hold you accountable for paying a high price that the 50 men before you have not paid. And a lot of guys, I gotta get a quieter coffee machine. The hell. Anyhow, a lot of guys fall for that scam. And they go over and sign up for that deal. and get on with it. And these women, don't think for a second that many of these women have any traditional skills or values. You're going to be doing everything. Most of the times, dudes are going to be doing all the cooking, cleaning, and all the other shit, because some men are squared away. My place, I keep it squared away. They don't have any wifely or domestic skills. They're just religious hustling out here, hustling dudes, trying to get them to marry them, because the easiest way to swindle a fool is to use religion and say, well, look, this is what the expectations of men should be. Never talk about what the expectations they're supposed to have. Well, you know, what you're trying to charge me, baby, is some virgin prices. Traditional? Who's traditional? Are you traditional? If you're traditional, why am I guy number 50? Ask yourself a question. If they're real Christians and traditional, why are you the 50th guy? Why are you ranked number 50? Look, at the end of the day, I'm not judging, but there's depreciation costs. There's sexual liberation comes depreciation. None of us are, see, they're gonna say, well, men are out here sleeping around women, and men are doing this and men are doing. Who's charging are you charging MSRP, man? No. Peaceful Life is old. He's been around. You think I don't charge MSRP, but you're trying to charge dudes MSRP, which is marriage. Marriage is MSRP virgin prices. That's what tradition, paying 100% of the bills is for women who got with men when they were 22 and 21. That's what the smart women do. They're in college. They watch all their friends getting pounded out. They're going to find that broke dude who's majoring in engineering, and they'll share their meal card with him, and they'll be like, yo, look at you. You look, you know, he's probably still wearing Jordache and jeans in 2026, you know, probably by his belly button. And she will spend time with that guy. She'll bond with him. She will share her meal card, you know, because he's working, you know, part-time trying to pay for his school, but he's an engineering major. Because she knows she's not letting these dudes, the athletes or the basketball team, blow out her box. No, she sticks with that guy. That's the chick that's the woman who deserves to have a soft life. She puts in time with him. She gets married. Then he graduates. He gets squared away. He remembers. See, you can build equity with men. A woman that invests, men are not like women. Women, you could buy them everything, spend every dime of your life, work 70 hours a week. At the end of the day, they'll tell you you ain't done shit. And they'll tell you what a loser you are. And they'll tell you how much, you know, you tried to control them, or you ain't did this for me, or you ain't done that for me. I have never met a woman that was single that was not a victim. I have very rarely heard a woman say it's my fault. They'll always, look, give them even when they do dudes wrong. You see women, even when they married and have babies by other men, she got about 2 weeks of, okay, I messed up, before she starts turning around and say, you made me do it. They don't take responsibilities for anything. It's going to be your fault ultimately in the end. But those women who have worked and dedicated their bodies and given children, bearing children for men, supporting the man, taking care of him when he's working long hours and taking care of, you know, having food on the table, taking care of the house, raising kids, doing things in a traditional sense, are the ones that are deserving of a soft life when they get older, especially in their late 40s and 50s, because, you know, they've put in time and they've earned, the word earn, the right to live a certain type of life. But what we have now is a bunch of high mileage, heavily pounded women coming to the market. I mean, heavily, vigorously, and viciously pounded out women coming to the market telling men that you're supposed to be a traditional man. Tatted up from the neck, tattoos on the big ass tattoos on the arms like this and shit. I'm like, yo, you got more testosterone than most men. What are you talking about? What have you been doing with your money? Why haven't you been investing? You've been working. Why haven't you been saving your money? My boys, I've been harassing them about opening up certain accounts, brokerage accounts, investment accounts, saving money, doing the right thing. So why haven't you been saving your money, investing your money? Why are you broke? You're out here working, competing with men for jobs. Why don't you have money? You expect men to have money? What do you think? That pre-owned, ancient, used, heavily pounded box is valuable? And that's what I'm talking about. Let me tell you something, gentlemen. Any man that's masculine and can control his genitals is an emperor in this world. If you could control your discipline, your genitals, your sexual urges, you can own this dating and relationship market. Difficult for the younger brothers, very difficult for them, because they don't have anything else. That's it. Pre-owned box, pump fake, do you jump? That's all they have. They have nothing else. They have no domestic skills. They have no emotional maintenance skills. You come home from a hard day at work, it ain't like they can pour into you with their femininity. Shit, they got more testosterone than you. Dang, you come home from a hard day's work getting beaten up, they want to talk about what's going on social media and what's going on the shows. You don't smell no good food in that house. They're gonna add more stress to your life when they come home. They want to talk about bullshit. They're not trying to add any value to your life. So you got to understand that reality. That's the reality of the day. It is a scam. It's a scamming going on out here. Relationship scamming, gaslighting value, offering you no value. All you're getting is pre-owned. And I don't want to pop anybody's, I hate to bring the bad news, but I want to liberate men from the mentality and thinking of the past so you can move into this century reinvigorated, full of life, where your passions, your hobbies, your purpose is more important to you than acquiring some commitment and being guy number 55. That's your life. You're number 55. Stop the delusion. Enjoy the women where they're at. Develop good arrangements that are pragmatic, that work for both people. Have a conversation. Live in truth. When they try and rebrand themselves, go to the Jasper Virginity Engine Rebuilding Center called the church and say, look, I get you. You're spiritually reborn. But that's still a Rayman engine. Hey, I'll still use it. But you got to have a more pragmatic, more reasonable arrangement than what you're selling. Again, a peaceful life believes in performance. I don't care about all this other shit people talk about. If it doesn't perform, it's got to go. If the engine don't run, fix it or replace it. I don't care about all this love shit and all this bullshit dudes be talking about and women be talking about. If it don't perform, if it don't put a smile on my face, goodbye. Kick rocks. I have a smiles meter in the back of this bald head here. You got about 5 minutes to convince me why I should be talking to you any longer than that. Because if it don't put a smile on my face at a 51-year-old guy, you're going to see the back of my bald head. You can call me bald, old, ugly, whatever. You can say I have ED. I don't give a rat's ass about your shame. You ain't getting no money out of me. A peaceful life is not a poverty alleviation specialist. Go get a job and work. That's what let them get their own money. Get off, stop feeding them energy. Get off of these social media platforms and you jellybacks, get off that OnlyFans. At least I have respect for Uncle Earl. He pays them, lays them, slays them, and smacks them on the ass out the door. At least he's on some masculine shit. A guy sitting around on a virtual prawn is sick. It's disturbing. It is a crisis of masculinity. And it's a crisis that we have so much jellyback simps walking around on this earth who should not be. I wish God reach out to heavens and rip their balls off of them. They unworthy of balls. You do not deserve to have testicles between your legs, you jellyback. Sorry, gentlemen. Unplanned in this video. That means it's time for me to go to the gym. But simps trigger me. I'm working on it, gentlemen. Anyhow, peace and blessings to you guys. My coffee is ready. I'm out the door. Good morning to you guys. Enjoy your weekend. Do something nice for yourself. Nobody takes care of you like you. Make sure you hit the like button. I gotta stop talking about jelly bags. I gotta talk to the Coach of Connection about this. Every time I say the word simp, I get triggered. I'm out.